Let's try once again with, of course, Siyabonga Hlatshwayo, who's the KZN Red Cross Provincial Manager, who's giving us an update, of course, on their rescue as well as relief efforts in flood-stricken parts of KwaZulu-Natal, specifically in the Umkhanyakude region. Siyabonga, thank you for joining us once again. I was just asking, how are you then able to access some of these areas? Because we understand, as you also just rightly pointed out before we lost you, some roads have been severely damaged. How are you getting your teams through to those affected communities?
Fortunately, with KZN District local municipality, we have had a program of recruiting and training volunteers on basic disaster management skills, as well as providing emergency aid to affected communities. So they've been very helpful in terms of being our members on the ground, being able to profile the damage and sharing information with us so that we are able to share with authorities and be able to mobilize resources to support them. But also we ourselves have went out to where we can be able to access, to get as close to them as possible and be able to share relief items with them, and then they are taking them to the affected families.
Siyabonga, talk to us about, you mentioned earlier, of course, that you're working alongside the provincial disaster management teams. Talk to us about the level of your collaboration at this stage, and also where are those that have lost their houses and everything currently being housed, if you know?
Yes. Those that have lost everything have been asked to stay with neighbors. We've been speaking to neighbors to house the people that have been affected, and that has been happening successfully. And we have been providing relief so that just as they are being housed with their neighbors, they do not add more responsibilities for the families that are housing them. And also our collaboration with the Provincial Disaster Management Centers. Remember, we have an MOU with the Provincial Disaster Management Center as well as the local municipalities, which makes collaboration as well as coordination of our relief make it easy. We are always working hand in hand with them with all of our operations.
And how is the weather today in that particular part of KwaZulu-Natal, Siyabonga? Are you at least able to give out relief to those that at least need it?
Actually, today there was another weather warning of level 2 of heavy and disruptive rainfalls. Later during the day, we started to receive the rain, and we have had to pause our operation because it was starting to rain very heavily. But it's still continuing, which is very concerning because just as it is raining, the soil is getting even more wet, and also the low-lying bridges are getting flooded, which makes it even more difficult for us to be able to move to access the communities.
And how can those who actually want to assist with relief efforts actually reach you guys, Siyabonga?
They can reach us through our offices. We have branches throughout the whole of KZN. We've got our contact numbers as well that they can contact us. You can use our contact number, which is 076-223-8425. You can reach us from there, and we can be able to collect if it's donation. You can also donate to our offices, and we will mobilize everything and deliver to the affected families.
So much for that. That is Mr. Siyabonga Hlatshwayo, the KwaZulu-Natal's Red Cross Provincial Manager, with an update on their rescue as well as relief efforts in flood-stricken parts of KwaZulu-Natal, in particular in the Umkhanyakude District.